I am DM Zone, this is Gamers Aces. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so welcome back to the solo original Dungeons and Dragons. This is sort of like the coming back after like a little bit of a break. I put some videos out talking about world building, and I'm doing some more videos talking about my take on original Dungeons and Dragons. So look for those videos coming out already or coming out soon as I move forward with this type of stuff. Let me go ahead and recap real quickly where we are. We took a couple weeks of downtime. Some of the party did different things. You can watch their downtime videos to find out exactly what happened there, or as the days go on, you'll kind of see some changes if it doesn't matter that much to you, because it's not a big deal. You don't have to go watch that to really get a feel for what's going on. All right, so we are heading back to the Hallowed Oak dungeon, as it's been called, mostly because it's underneath a hollowed oak, not like it's got a hole in the oak, but like it's more of a blessed oak, because it is one of the biggest oaks by 2 or 3 times in the area. It's a very ancient oak, and then this area has washed out underneath it, exposing all these beasts and critters that were previously not present before. Farmer Schaefer has fled to the town of Crestwood, and he and his family are safe. Many of his cows have died, but he has offered his barn, and if the adventurers need it, they can obviously use the house. But the barn is sort of like the place he expects the party just to stick around and hang out, keep their livestock and that type of stuff, because he hopes to move back into his home at some point in time. All right, so let's get back to this. I got some new dice. Let me go ahead and switch cameras real quick here. Okay, guys, as you can see here, I got different sized dice. These are the new D6s. Will be able to easily be read when I roll them. That's going to be kind of cool. I've still got my old ones, as you can see here, for size comparison. The purple ones and the blue ones. I'm still going to be rolling these for my oracle checks. I still have my round counter right here, which I'm actually going to keep over here so it's sort of out of the way. Still using my vis-a-vis. I have an actual mat, everything like that. I got some notes over here that I can keep track of. We're going to be using these for counters. So we have O for Osgar, we have E for Edith, we have S for Stigith, we have M for Myrin, and for Brith, we have a blue bee. Now the green bee is going to be my henchman, Beba. This is my torchbearer. So she will always have a torch on her, hopefully, if she's doing her job right, or sitting next to her. This will still count down. You should be able to see this fairly well. If not, you get the general idea of that this person has a torch, and we'll be able to move forward doing this. Let's go ahead and get into where we're going and what's happening. We're going to go back to the dungeon. We're leaving Crestwood. Everyone is sort of reunited except for Myrin. Myrin is going to actually be at the village where the Hallowed Oak is. He was doing some R&R, some little rest and relaxation while he's getting his horse trained. Part of Myron's history during his personality test was that he had a specialized horse that was a form of loot for him. Basically, this horse will be the same horse all the way through. It actually has its own name and everything. And this horse will be upgradable to the next tier. He calls the horse Kiki, K-I-K-I. It's a gray and white riding horse currently. It's going to become a medium war horse is what it becomes, excuse me. And it will never become a heavy. I decided that wasn't probably something I wanted. I wanted that to be like its own specific if it ever got to that. So we will have that. A couple of the other people now have medium war horses that they purchased. But again, we'll get into that as we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and get in a counter check for these 4 leaving Crestwood and going to Hallowed Oak, and we'll just assume that Babin, not Babin will be with the group, but so will the porter. But we will just assume that Myrin will meet them at Hallowed Oak, since he is right outside that at the village. So we're looking for not a 6. All right, and we are good. So that gets all the way there. I almost feel like that was really loud. Okay, guys, so we are at the Hallowed Oak. We're going to go ahead and get started. Party made it here, no problem. We have to decide, what is the entrance going to be like? Let me go ahead and draw that real quick. I feel like I want to do this in a way that kind of shows the outside of this just a little bit, so you can see what's going on. This is kind of what you're looking at here. And then up here you have this massive oak. This massive oak tree up here that kind of is got that, and then you have the base of the tree and everything, being over here, and the roots going down. Then this is like from a side perspective, you have the door here, and it's been kind of busted out, and here's the actual like roof inside of the dungeon itself. But then you have this slab of stone that basically rides right across here, that comes like this, and then we have earth basically right through here, and all this is earth. All this is earth, and that kind of gives you some sort of approach to what's going on here and what this looks like if I was to do like a side perspective. I might need some water. Well, we'll see if that green ever comes out. Hopefully. Okay, so that's kind of what you're looking at with that. The question is, has anything changed? We're going to do a D6 chance, a 2 in 6 chance that they have done some fortifications or whatever to this room. What type we'll go with after that. So no, in the 2 weeks we've been gone, they've not done any sort of new fortifications. They believe basically the party's not going to come back, or whatever the case might be. So the party is going to go up. We usually have Stigith near the front with Edith right near him. She is near him, I should say. Osgar is usually in the back with his bow. Then you have Brith, the cleric, and you have Myrin, the elf. And then you have Babin sitting over here providing some light, especially for Brith and all that. Usually Edith carries a torch, and she'll have a spear out. That's what she'll be doing here at this point in time. So let me go ahead and get a torch for her. Yeah, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we get to the first room. We have no new fortifications. Do we have anything inside there when we get there? No, we have nothing inside there, which is nice. Stigith's going to come in here and kind of get faced around. Edith's going to get over like this a little bit. Give that a little bit of space there. Myrin will come over here like this. I'm just going to keep them all facing the same direction. Brith will come over to the far side of the room. Osgard will be right back here. And then Babin will basically stand here at the doorway, providing a little extra light. Not that they need it, but in a safe place. We're going to go ahead and have Osgard moved forward with Stigith and Edith to see if there's any sort of noise they hear. Again, I'm going to have Stigith be the purple. Stigith has a bonus. Actually, Edith will be the purple because Stigith and Osgard both have a 2 in 6 chance. Edith is a 1 in 6 chance. And eventually I have to get a third dice because Osgard will become a higher number, but not yet. We have had some people level up. The only one that has not leveled up is actually Myrin. Okay, they do not hear anything on the other side of the door. They're going to go ahead and push to open it. Purple is going to be Edith because she has a much higher chance to push open the door. And both Osgard and Stigith both have +1, making them a 2 in 6 chance to open doors. Alright, well, we happen to get through because Edith only needs a 4. So the door is going to pop open. Now, is there anything in there? Purple is going to be for unguarded treasure, and blue is going to be for encounter. Low is a positive indicator of that. There is neither. Okay, so again, we're going to be checking for noises. We do not hear anything. The only one that was successful was one of the either Osgard or Stigith. To open the door. We are successful by one of the other two. Again, is there anything here? Is there any unguarded loot? This is a very small room. We'll just say no. Oh, potential. Yeah, I guess there's potential of either. I'm going to say no to the that because it was just a 10 foot by 10 foot room. I wish these tiles were just a little smaller. I'm going to do a listen check. No one heard anything. I'm going to pop the door. Door opens with the 2 extras. Now, is there anything there? No, there is nothing here. This room, we have some decisions to make. Are we going to go towards the secret door over here? The secret door takes us towards the goblin area. Or are we going to go over here and go towards where we ended up facing that screecher and more goblins? So we really don't know what kind of area it is, but for sure there's mushrooms that were this way. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 through the secret area, 4, 5, 6 through this area. We don't really have any thought on this, other than the fact that we found some good treasure that way and the way down to the second level, and we don't know what the rest of this is. And we found some decently good loot down this way and a couple ways we have not gone yet. So we are going to go this way. Let me go ahead and roll for this room. Here's for the listen. No one heard anything. Here's for the open. Door easily opens. And we're going to do a standard something on the other side of this hallway. Okay, so we're going to have some unguarded loot over here. Let me go ahead and roll luck. Roll to see like how good this potentially could be. I just feel like that's so loud. Maybe not. So we're going to have... Okay, so we're going to figure this out real quick. We have 2d6. Purple will be for gold. Blue will be for silver. So we're going to have 60 gold. And we'll have 200 silver. We're going to roll to see if there's any gems. We'll need percentile for this. No. And we're going to roll for jewelry. Ot 1. There is actually a piece of jewelry. It's pretty incredible. And for magic item. 31. Alright, so there is not. Okay. Now, how does this treasure look? We know it's unguarded. Is it going to be trapped? I'm going to side with yes. Blue is yes. Yes, this will be trapped. Is it going to be in a container? I'm going to drop a blue dice. Yes. Okay. So the party opens the door. And they find a chest. Tucked away over here. We're going to have a dead guy. Let's go ahead and roll to see what it is. Is this a humanoid? Like one of the good races? No. Is this a... Obviously, it has to be one of the monster races. Is this an intelligent monster race or some sort of beast? We'll go with an intelligent monster race. It'll be 4, 5, or 6. And unintelligent... Oh, wait a second. Let's start off with, is this an intelligent race? No. So is this going to be an undead or a beast or construct? Undead or construct? So the answer is yes. So this would be some sort of undead for sure. We're going to roll a d6 just to see like what's going on with it. So fairly unlucky. Apparently there is going to be some undead near a chest. They're going to be obvious undead. So skeleton type stuff, zombie type stuff with fresh hack marks. But the bodies and corpses are old. The clothes are tattered. They weren't here before. They know this. So they're going to have a chest. Now, we know it's trapped, but do they know it's trapped? We're going to go ahead and say, we're going to ask the question, do they open it right here or wait? Are they going to open it? No, they're not going to open it. They're just going to stow it away and they'll look at it later. It's already contained. I like it. And it's safe, in my opinion. We'll just see how things fare later. All right, let me go ahead and redraw this map. All right, so we have made it through that area. We've picked up the stuff, rustled through the skeletons and zombies and whatnot a little bit. We only have one way to go, which is west. We've already searched this for other things. I'm going to kind of put the room over here so we can see it. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at with things right here. We have Edith here, right behind that. Now the question is, are we going to go this way into that? And I drew it a little north, or am I going to go this way? 1 through 3 will go over here. 4, 5, or 6 will go that way. Oops. Again. So 1 through 3 we're going to happen to work out fine. So we're going to make a decision. Edith's going to kind of watch that secret door, which is over here. And until we get to the decision we're going to go through, we're going to have Osgard step in here for a listen check, and we'll have Myrin and Babin stand back here. So here's for their listen on the southern door. No one made it, so we have no clue on that. We're going to try to open it. Now, this is a heavy stone door. I'm going to give a neg 1. That means that the blue dice will need 1s and Edith will need a 3. Alright, well, we happened to get lucky on a couple of them. So we ended up opening that door. The door opens up into what looks like sort of a very small place for basically the doors to connect or to open without problems. However, they are pushing into debris and trash that is nearly knee deep. And then the hallway kind of angles off like that. See if there's anything there. Unguarded loot is going to be purple. Blue will be bad guys. So yes, there is stuff of each. And this is in addition to what would already be there. When they open the door, there's some rustling and scurrying around. And definitely some things were active within that debris and trash. Occasional red eyes could be seen out of it, and then they dipped away real quickly. But let's see what we actually rolled up. All right, we get a D6. So we have a 3. We're going to go ahead and roll a D2. So we have 2 of these. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to have an interesting thing. I've created several new monster types. This is going to be one of those that came out later, but they really didn't have rules for it, so I hope this kind of works. Let me go ahead and describe the room real quick. So, as I said before, these doors don't seem to open very far, as it seems that they're knee-deep in paper, clothing, and trash, which seems to all be brought here for some reason, and kind of really well weaved together, creating like this hard to navigate and walk through Swiss cheese type of formation. Looking through the breeze, you can see the occasional red eyes looking back at you, but then it seems to move away, timid and scared of your presence. There's a very strong smell of urine that burns the nose hairs a little bit and makes the eyes kind of watery. And we'll get into what else that could mean. However, what catches your attention like right now is the fact that there is hanging from the ceiling above all this, there was a large group of what looks like bats, maybe 2 groups. Really hard to really tell. But those bats immediately start to take flight and become erratic. And then just as you settle yourself into, okay, they're just bats, you can see the bats sort of form up and they become aggressive and kind of fly into you and start attacking towards you. Now, I don't know who exactly they're going to be hitting, but they are able to hit right now, currently, 2 different targets, and they're going to hit them each round. They can be dispersed, obviously. These are going to be considered bat swarms. So, swarms in my game are going to work like this. They hit automatically every turn. They don't do a lot of damage. In this case, it's going to be just a little D2. They are decent in hit points. However, certain things do more damage than others. If you shoot an arrow through a swarm, you're really not going to be doing a lot. However, if you have a torch or something of that nature, or something that might scare off a swarm, then you're going to be doing better. Now, luckily, Edith happens to have her torch out with her spear. So, we'll see if they start to utilize that before people get too badly hurt. Alright, we're going to go ahead and see who goes first with this. Going to go ahead and have the bats going on a +3 as if they're a mace, and then we're going to have everyone else going on their own thing. So we're going to roll good guys versus bad guys. Purple is good guys, of course. So we are going to absolutely Simo, depending on how things go with weapon speed. Okay, so Stigith, who's got a hand axe out, would be moving forward into this. Is Stigith going to know to switch their weapon? Yes. So Stigith has heard about bats and has faced bats for sure in the caves that he grew up in, and immediately drops his axe and then pulls out a torch and then holds it back towards Edith. Is Edith going to pick up what he is putting down? Let me go ahead and give Edith an intelligence check here. Okay, she has a moderately good intelligence. She does pick up what he is putting down, and she will light his torch. So though he can't do anything about it this turn, he does now have a lit torch, and so does Edith. Osgard. Will Osgard figure this out quickly? No. Brith. No. But we'll figure it out next turn because of doubles. Will Beba understand that how important her torch is at this point in time? No, she will not. And will Myrin understand what's going on? Not this turn, but next turn. Okay. So, Osgard's going to take his dagger and foolishly zip it out there at an attack. I'm just going to give him a 3 and 6 chance of actually hitting anything. No, he does not hit anything with his little stabby piercing weapon. A blunt weapon would have a much better chance, just so you know. Stigith is not going to be able to attack this turn, but will have a torch, and Edith will be able to attack this turn. Here's for her attack. She is going to fumble. Oh no. Well, let me give her a dex check. She fails her dex. So she, in the process of trying to light this thing, is going to accidentally throw... Yes? Will she throw her torch away? Yes. Will she light Stigith's torch first? Yes. Okay. Thank goodness. Will it go into the nest of clothing and whatnot? Whoa. Oh, yes, it will. We'll give it a 1 in 6 chance to go out. Not likely. No, it does not go out. And I'll say with a 6, it immediately catches fire. All right, so now we have one less problem. Maybe 2 less problems. And we have a whole different problem. So we're going to say that it lands a d6 spaces away from the front line. So thankfully, I guess, we'll do this in red. It's going to land 5 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Each turn, it's going to spread by a space unless that space makes a 1 in 6 chance of saving from being caught on fire. And this is going to quickly become a roaring fire that should burn itself out. Let me give a morale check for the bats. The bats are going to fight this turn, but then they're going to dip because that's they don't need to be around it. Why? Why would they have to be around that? We'll go to who they're going to attack real quick, and then we'll figure out what else is there. So Stigith. So really we have these 3, and I'm going to give Stigith a 1 in 6 chance, and then I'm going to give Osgard a 2 through 3. We're going to give Edith a 4 and 5. And we'll give Brith a 6 for being so far back. There are 2 different swarms. So Brith is unfortunately going to catch one. Edith is going to catch one. This is the damage for Edith right here. Edith's going to take 2 points of damage, and Brith is going to take 2 points of damage. And that would have continued on every round while they were fighting it, and basically the swarm of bats was on them. So these bats are then going to dip out, and they're going to continue and fly out, which is like their thing they were doing this round. Let's give a morale check for the inhabitants of this nest, shall we say. They're also going to decide to not become aggressive, and they're going to dip out and leave. Really, this roll is not for morale, it's more for reaction. And a high roll is good. So I'm not going to give them the kill for the swarms, but I will say that they encountered. All right, guys. So, well, thank you for watching so far. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. This is a good stopping point. We definitely have more to come. What do you guys think of my swarms? Do you like what you've seen so far? I have lots of swarms. Basically, if there's a type of creature that travels in groups, I've made a swarm for it. It's sort of my answer for normal mundane creatures that are not considered dire or giant that they had in the original Dungeons & Dragons, for putting them in the game in a way that made sense and was cohesive. No one's scared of 5 geckos running across the thing, but if you had, for whatever reason, some mystical thing that geckos swarmed and you had 200 geckos, well, that'd be crazy. Now, trying to figure out 200 geckos for hit points and all that would be also equally crazy. We're entering mass combat with one person. But I think a swarm is kind of that in-between ground. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and I will have definitely more swarms to come. You guys have a great day. Keep rolling those dice. Bye.